Ooh, last section. How about that?
That was good.
I loved it. But it was so cute. I mean, I don't know, there was times where I was like Team Charlie, but
Yeah.
I am so Team Charlie. I don't like Sam, and I want to know. I wanted to hear Charlie's side. I want to know what we never really got to hear how he felt, and I really wanted to hear that because I think Sam sucks.
I think Charlie had liked her this whole time, and he was being the nice brother, being like, I'm older, I get that, but I'm gonna be, yeah, she's closer in age to you. Or maybe Sam came up and was like, I think I like her, and he's like, damn it, and he's like, okay, I'll be nice. And even though he made jokes or whatever, I think he was trying to be respectful.
But she will always have a tie to him because it was her first kiss, her first time, he's always going to be there. He's always going to be a part of her life, whether she knows she's with Sam or whatever. But it's like he was her firsts.
Isn't that weird though?
Yes, that's like I don't understand how Sam can be okay with that.
I don't think I could ever. I mean, it's different, we're girls, but I would never, oh God. I couldn't live with myself if that happened.
Just the fact that he knew all those years and wasn't viewed about it is kind of disturbing. He's just extremely possessive, and I feel like because he's so possessive.
Hello.
Oh, I thought she was saying no to me.
Sorry. I should have muted myself. It's because I'm taking care of Jack. And he's licking his paw.
I wonder if Charlie, felt it was a detriment on his behalf that he was kind of he had more experience, he was with different girls. I wonder if he felt he had to hold back on his feelings for Percy just because his brother was completely the opposite, and maybe he felt like his brother might say oh, well, you got everyone else in the town already, why do you have to go for the one person I like? I wonder if that held him back in any way, or if he was more just trying to protect his younger brother's feelings, or maybe even the mom knew, because sometimes moms know things, and she was let your brother have this one because it seems she did want Percy back in the picture for the funeral.
I would have liked the mom's point of view to be like, who did the mom want Percy to be, I'm sure she liked her, but was she maybe telling Charlie no, let Sam have this one, or you talk to all these girls, he doesn't really, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like Sam never truly knew how to communicate, even when he was older Sam. He knew that she didn't know that he knew about the situation, and he could have talked about it instead of just pursuing this thing. But yet again, the dude is not proactive with these things, and doesn't know how to talk to her, and doesn't know how to work things through. And even 31 or whatever, 30-year-old Sam still doesn't know how to do that. And it kind of annoyed me, and it made me not think that he was a very good match, because he kind of let her stew in all of these feelings and think bad of herself, and then made her go through. I feel like he really could have handled that a lot better. And I think that's why in the end I was not his biggest fan, because I feel like he's not a bad guy. He's clearly a very nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's kind and he's smart, but I don't think he's a very good communicator. He the whole thing with the ex, he just breaks up with her, no notice, no nothing. He's not a very good partner. Whereas his brother was I feel is a more emotionally intelligent, I don't know, is able to communicate better, and knew the whole situation and kept being Sam, talk to her, and was trying to be respectful, but also had his own feelings. And yeah, he was kind of trying to move in there a little bit, but I mean, why wouldn't he go for it if he feels like his brother is ending it? I don't know. I mean, she was acting like she was interested, even though we know that she doesn't feel the same way.
Yeah.
So in the end, I was just kind of like, I think Percy was great. I really like her.
Yeah.
I don't think Sam is a very good partner, and I was like Team Charlie all the way.
I also feel like they should end up with someone, like your partner should be someone that helps you improve yourself. And when she wasn't like, when he was off in college ignoring her, he was the one who was like, you should be swimming, you should do this, you should do, like trying to help her out. Sam never did that. All he did was cause, issues for her. And I mean, Percy herself wasn't very secure in herself, and you could feel like she didn't really like herself. But like Sam never did anything for her, I think, besides just be like, oh my God, I love him, but yeah, he doesn't want to talk to me,
Yeah. And I
Charlie on
think
the
like
other hand.
as adults, it's just hard to like find excuses for not communicating. It's like it's a skill people need to have back then in ancient times and now too. It just is so helpful for people.
Well, wasn't Charlie the one? Sorry, I'm late. I was watching. Have you guys watched The Gilded Age?
Oh yeah,
It's
you're getting in the mood for our next month.
Yes, it's on HBO Max, and I just wasn't even paying attention, and then Karina texted me, so thank you. Yeah, I just was enthralled. But wasn't Charlie the one that also told her that the mom died? Like Sam didn't even bother to like communicate, and then not even that it wasn't even about them. Like this was a person that was important in her life too.
Yep.
And you're just gonna like hold a grudge or like not communicate because it's immature, I think.
Yeah.
He's a little.
And it's 12 years. If it was even 1 year, you could be like, okay, but 12 years is just such a long span of time to not reach out, not say, hey, by the way, this might be uncomfortable, but I know this happens. So if you want to talk about it, like here I am, or something, but that's a long time.
But yet to still be so possessive over her and still feel like they are meant to be together. Yeah. Like I think Charlie was the one that was, or I don't know, someone said like you take her for granted or you take the relationship for granted just because you feel like it's like meant to be.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. Charlie said that to Sam.
Yeah, and I feel like he's still doing that because like he didn't even reach out. He's not like telling her the true story. He's just like breaking up with the ex and like not really fully like talking about it with her and just being like, okay, now we're back together. But like they have all these issues that they need to resolve and he's not doing anything to like really work through those things.
Yeah.
And yeah, the fact that he didn't reach out when he knew what happened and she had reached out like multiple times to try to contact him, like, dude.
And he still said, oh, you broke.
I was kind of surprised too at the end, like a year later, I thought they'd already be engaged, but I guess he didn't want to ask again. Like he should man up. He should man up.
Better wait and make sure.
Yeah, and I think I was kind of vaguely talking with Julie about it, and I was like, I don't. First of all, I don't like proposals at the end of these books. I find them very cheesy. That's just me. I know most people do, but I don't like them. I thought that this one was kind of cute because like the whole thing was that like he had proposed and now she was proposing. But do we think that his first proposal was genuine?
No.
Do we think that he really wanted to get married? So why?
I think he's trying to keep her there.
Guilty?
Yes.
Why is she feeling guilty about that?
Yeah.
They were how old? 18? Or not even?
Yeah.
18 or 19. Or no, it was Thanksgiving, right? Or yeah, Thanksgiving. So probably 18.
17, 18 maybe. But I feel the same way. It's like you're trying to propose not because you think, oh, like I love you and I feel like I see a future. I did like that he said not right now, maybe in a few years. That was nice. But I also feel like it was kind of like his way of keeping her on the side and being like, you are for me. You already agreed that we're going to get married. I'm over here. I could be drunk and talking to whoever and you won't know, but like I'll know and like, I'll keep it. I'll still have you because you already agreed and blah, blah, blah. And I don't think that's right. It is very like possessive and a little manipulative. Like I didn't like that. And there was another part where I think she was having a panic attack, and I was writing down notes on my phone because I was listening to it. And he said, where'd it go? Two panic attacks in a day, a little excessive, don't you think? And at first I was like, am I taking that like very, like he said it kind of mean? But no, I mean, the way he said a little excessive, don't you think? That sounds fucked up. Like, just help her out. Don't be judging her. Like, that's just how she feels, I don't know. I didn't like him at that point. I was like, fuck you, Sam.
Yeah, that was super rude. I think he like laughed it off.
Yeah.
Like kick her while she's down. It's not like she's purposely having them. And as a doctor, he should know.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
I kind of don't think their story is done. I feel like there might be a sequel that goes to where it's like them later on and her realizing maybe Sam isn't the one for her. I feel like she's still too young and too immature to realize that he's not her person. But I feel because she's so obsessed with like this thought of like, where we have this history, it's always been him, and like,
very tough.
But it's like it's so easy for her.
Puts him on a
like,
pedestal.
No. I think it's eventually gonna hit her where it's like he's not my person, and I don't know. Like like my mind had this illusion of him being so perfect.
Later,
it'd be very fascinating.
And Charlie doesn't live that far, right? I think that blog said he lives like a street away or something.
Yeah, I feel like they were both like, it's like a little coming of age, and they were both going through something, and they were just being miscommunicated or misunderstood. But I feel like maybe Percy just needed to take a break after all that happened with Charlie. And because there was moments where I think she said she looked at herself in the mirror and she's like, I look like this. Like the way she was describing herself, I'm like,
that's negative.
Yeah, very negative. And like, I'm not trying to say like you should only be with someone or you should be in a relationship when you're completely 100% good with yourself, but don't be like she pretty much was saying that she hated herself. And I'm like, you can't just continue with this, like, I'm going to say traumatic, relationship or toxic relationship without trying to fix yourself first. So I feel like in the end, I feel like it would have been better if she was by herself and then maybe get another book. I don't know.
I wouldn't have minded if they ended up like just kind of being like on a not relationship terms at the end, and like maybe like, okay, we're gonna talk, or
talky stage or something.
Because I feel like I agree with you. It is kind of a lot, especially like after her like not really being in super serious relationships over this 12 years to kind of be like, okay, full on, commitment here soon after. It is a pretty big jump, actually.
I feel like she apologized and admitted for what she did that was wrong, which was that she did cheat, and she, cheated with his brother, which is hurtful and messy. But I never feel like he really apologized for taking her for granted and for pushing her away to the point that she felt that she wasn't loved and that she wasn't, she, I think, has taken like almost too much accountability for what happened, but there were circumstances that put them in that situation. And I don't feel like he's really owned up to that and understands what he really did. Like I'm trying to remember back, like, did he ever really like apologize, or was he just kind of like, I know I did things wrong? Like, did he really like, go into why, like admitting what he really did, like, because that would show a lot of growth, and that would show that they could be in a good place to like have more communication, so that no one would feel resentment. And so she wouldn't feel like, oh, I have to propose. She wouldn't feel like, oh, he forgave me for this huge mistake I made. But like, doesn't she, like, he needs to atone for what he did.
Mhm.
I agree.
I mean, Charlie said it. He's like, you haven't changed. You're still a coward.
Yeah.
Him being an adult,
Yeah.
like he thinks he's changed, but he hasn't.
Yeah, I'm not pleased with it.
That would be
I
so
feel-
interesting if they made a sequel and it was like, I don't think they will, but that would
Yeah.
be so interesting.
That would have been a good plot twist. But yeah, I feel bad for Percy. She's like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And Chantal's like, you are.
Yeah. Her hype man.
I feel bad.
Like, he shouldn't make her feel that way. He should make her feel good.
And
Yeah.
that's why I feel like it's still going to be a toxic relationship until she's had enough and she's like, I'm sorry, I can't. And then she leaves. But I feel like
When
she's
she
gonna
can
stay
finally
in
move
that-
on.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna stay in it for a while.
You know,
Yeah,
what
I mean, if
would've
she's
a
been in
really
it since she
nice
was
ending?
13.
Oh yeah, she's still like obsessed with him just as much as she was. But I think actually a really nice ending would have been, because I liked that she reunited with Delilah. I thought that was really nice. It would have been nice for the ending to be her like reuniting with Delilah and like, you know, them being friends again and like her, you know, because I think that would help her a lot too, because Delilah would be like, I see what happened and he
Mm.
treated you bad, and like, you know, she would be
Mm.
supportive, and
Mm.
that would be a healthier relationship to
Yeah, that would have been
They
focus
did
on.
reunite though. Did you
Yeah,
hear
no,
that?
I mean like it would,
But, like,
that's the
only
ending.
like
that.
just there.
Yeah.
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 I like
Yeah.
how she's like, what took so long? Like she
Mhm.
had no like anger towards it. She's just like,
That was nice.
yeah, it was really nice to see. It's like she had no grudge against her. Like all but love.
But
Yeah, I
that's
would-
like, I'll go for it.
Oh, just agreeing. It would be nice if they had like a together scene with the girlfriends, and then she, like on the side, like, okay, I'll figure things out with Sam or whatever, you know, with Maya. Because her girlfriend had come through for her. Like Delilah saying no to like Sam's, you know, coming on to her, and then her other friend like texting her and calling her even though she wasn't in a place where she could answer. But you know, I just like the little tidbits throughout the book.
And it was nice that Delilah seemed like she evolved in the book too. Like when they started, like, you know, she wasn't a very nice friend, but she actually like proved herself to be a really good friend like over the years. And that was kind of nice. I feel like that's, you don't really see that kind of an arc a lot of the time. Like it's like, oh, she was actually terrible all along. It's not like, oh, she actually grew and like became a nicer person. I have all these like criticisms, but I actually like the book. I generally liked it.
Same. No, honestly, I really liked it, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? The brother. When that happened, I was like, ah! Like we saw it coming, but like we weren't confident it was gonna be like that, you know? Like we're like something happened
Yeah.
with the brother, but when it
Yeah,
just,
that
like,
was a little
boom.
shocking.
Yeah, I mean, she
And
regretted
it was so
instantly, but,
intense.
oof. Yeah, I'm sure Sam
Yeah,
loved
That's
like-
why I wish that we would have heard from him more. Needed to know more about that.
because he seemed like a
I
nice
like-
guy when Sam was being a you know, meanie.
Yeah. I liked how
Dick.
it flipped from past to present, you know, to like narrow down to the story.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that too. It
Where
kept
they
it
kind of gave you like
exciting.
little clues, like almost like a mystery.
Yeah, it would stop at the right moments too. It's like, oh, and then it would pick up. We're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Yeah,
could have
I
read
mean-
it in one sitting too.
Yeah. Even though it was a bit predictable, but I think the way they told the story was nice, so I really liked it.
Let's see.
I like Julian ended up with the restaurant, so even though he was kind of more a side character.
Yeah, that was super cute.
Stop.
I found it interesting that she said, I don't know who I'm writing for. Like if the whole time she was writing and, having, oh, my computer went weird. Like if the whole time she was writing for him, I thought she actually enjoyed it, but it made it seem like, oh, he likes to read it. Let me continue doing that. That was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I started off in school, right, with those little composition notebooks, and then the teacher encouraging her to continue. But then I think, like after, I wish she would have had like more intrinsic value in that. Like, oh, it's something I really like, and I want to, because it seemed that she was good at it, so and she liked it.
Because then it makes it seem like this whole person we just got to know in the book was all for, Sam, all because of Sam. And I don't like that. Because it's like this whole time you were just trying to get his approval or you were just trying to be loved by him. So who are you really?
That's super toxic.
Yeah. Overall rating though, I think I'd give it a 4.
Me too. 4.
1 point down because Charlie is the real one. Sam sucks.
But
I
isn't
thought
that
it
kind
was
of what's
really
the
well
beauty of
written.
it? If you think about it, it's kind of the beauty of it because even though, like, think about the realism in that. It's like the girl always picks the wrong one. It's like the girl never picks like the one that's visibly like, because like we're seeing it from the outside, but to her, it's like she's seeing the history, she's seeing the childhood, she's seeing like the bracelet, the calls and the emails, like she's seeing that. Like, of course, like if I was in her position, I probably would have done the same. I wouldn't have given those as red flags, like everything that was a red flag to us at the time, to her it wasn't, because it's like, oh, that's just a little flaw in all this greatness.
I feel that 100%.
That's why it'd be really interesting if there ever was a sequel that subverted that, but I kind of doubt it because that's like not the perfect happy ending that these books like to have. So I doubt it. It would be super interesting if they had a sequel and they subverted and like actually went into like, oh, this is why this relationship is problematic. Like if they delve deeper into the aftermath of that. So if she ever makes, I mean, she's a really good, I thought she wrote the characters really well, and I liked the whole back and forth was really like engaging.
And there wasn't a shit ton of characters. I feel like sometimes it's really hard to follow when there's a lot of
there weren't too many random side people, and
there's a couple with the friends, but it was decent.
There is discussion questions. I was going over some. One of them is, how do you think Charlie feels about Percy in the past and present? Which I feel we were kind of going over that a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking like I would want to know more about Charlie's perspective and what he's thinking, because I would want to know like when he realized possibly he had a crush on Percy. Also how the conversation with him and Sam, like when it happened, and I would want to know what said. Like, did he just spit it out? Like, was there buildup? What was Sam's reaction? And I would know how he feels about Percy's panic attacks. Just because, like, if I was in that situation and like that happened to me, and then someone had panic attacks after, like I think I would feel very awkward and maybe even like guilty. So I wonder like how he's dealing with that on the inside versus like on the outside, he's still being really friendly and supportive to Percy, which I'm sure he still wants to, but I wonder if that conflicts, if that's like an internal conflict for him.
Yeah, I feel like he would be sad that she's sad, like in the present. Like he would want her to be happy because she seems like she's very depressed. about, and it's mostly because of Sam.
Yeah. Obviously, you don't want, I mean, Delilah has seen that, but I think having Charlie also get that perspective in and seeing like you shouldn't be with him if, you know, he's causing all this turmoil in your, you know, your heart and your
Mhm.
mind and your whole being. Yeah.
In your soul.
Yeah. Deep in your soul. Yeah. So it also says, the story is told from Percy's point of view. What moments do you wish you could have peeked inside Sam's head? Never. None. None of it.
Actually, you know where I'd want to peek inside his head? The moment he saw her and decided to break up with his girlfriend. I would love it.
Yeah.
The thought
Mm.
process around
What
that.
happened there to be like, we belong together? Bye, Taylor.
Yeah.
I was like, she's still hot. All right.
My chance.
Or even that first meeting, like when they first saw each other.
Mm.
The
Part of
girl
me
next
feels
Yeah, I
door
feel like
rolling
nothing
up on the
happened.
van.
Huh?
Like when she rolled up in the van with her parents.
Yeah.
Which then there's also a question. Sam and Percy are fast friends. What do you think each gets from their relationship? Like, they did become friends really quick. But
Comfort.
why is that? Because they're the only kids around?
Could be a
Charlie was there.
Like,
I think
Or
they
maybe 'cause
both
they
like
have similar
reading
interests?
and stuff. They like studying and they like swimming and exercising. And they kind of have similar lifestyles, I think. And then they both are kind of like a little bit, Sam not so much later, but he initially is a little bit like self-conscious and a little bit shy. And Percy's like not as shy, but she's a little self-conscious also. So they kind of like bond over that, and they bond over being like a little bit excluded from stuff. But I think that changes as they grow older. So when they're older, it's almost like they have like less in common. They just like find each other really hot, and they have a lot of shared experiences.
I feel like Percy also likes their family dynamic because it's she's like the only child and they have 2 kids and they're like really open with their mom and she seems like really involved and her parents are like
Totally.
yeah,
Like
it's
a
kind of
second
like
family.
yeah. So I feel like she kind of liked that too.
Which then goes with the question. I like how it just goes. As a teenager, Percy looks up to Sue, perhaps even more so than her own parents. Why do you think that is?
I think maybe she wanted to be like her, like be empowered, or she was empowered by like her strength to raise like 2 kids by herself, and she was like,
her independence.
"That's amazing," probably. And her parents had it all, like, all
Probably.
set up. Well, like her parents had it like all set up, like their perfect little life.
Yeah.
They went to college, they didn't struggle. So maybe that's why.
Her parents seem kind of repressed and like they don't talk about things with her. And I think she also appreciated like Sue's openness to talk about stuff. And like her mom, like did she really have like any conversations with her parents the entire time?
That's
Not really.
no.
Other than the sex talk.
Which
Oh,
was
yeah.
not even a talk. It was
No,
No,
kinda
there's just
like-
like
Yeah, the
Condom,
condom shoved.
you know?
At least she used it. At least she
With the
didn't
wrong
know.
bro.
Yeah, at least she didn't get pregnant though, like all of our other books.
Fact.
I was like, who would raise the child? What brother?
Oh my god.
Oh gosh, had to get paternity
That'd be
test.
dramatic.
Oh my god.
Oh.
If she got pregnant that one time with Charlie, and then 12 years later, it's like, here's your nephew.
Damn.
Oh. Sam would still be like, he'll still be my son. Hmm?
That'd be so messy.
I mean, he would look like both of them.
You could pass the kid off. Oh my god, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I have a discussion question.
Oh, go for it.
Just because I agree with Paula, I don't like Sam. So what was your biggest red flag with Sam? Because I have mine.
Want to share
Mine-
yours first?
Yeah,
The
mine
first
was
red flag?
because you remind me, Paola, when he broke up with that girl, would you want your partner to treat anyone they're dating like that? No. And then how's that any different than how he's going to treat you or any person? That was my biggest red flag with Sam.
Yeah, I feel like he saw her as disposable and he from there. And the minute he saw even like the most faint whisper, a supposed opportunity with Percy, he's like, okay, bye, boo, and that was it. And it seemed like she still was trying to fight for the relationship. So I did feel bad for the other girlfriend because I don't really think it was her fault. For me, I would say the biggest flag was when he didn't call her like after he went to college and everything. I think that's like a really big oversight on his behalf. And also like how he didn't tell her, like I could understand why about his program, like maybe he was too angsty and maybe he didn't want to ruin like a special night or whatever. But after thinking about it more, like when he didn't call and there was just such little communication, like I feel like that was the whole crux behind the book, like the communication and lack thereof, like really caused some big issues.
I think the first red flag of like just not really liking him was actually way back when, you know, he was being like really possessive of her around the boyfriend while also being like, we can't be together and like it would ruin us, but like I'm still gonna be an asshole about your boyfriend and like be all possessive and weird.
That's true.
No, the first one I think for me would be when Charlie Street came and kissed her in front of Sam, and he was just like, said nothing. He's just like, it's not our time. That's a red flag. That's disgusting.
Oh my god!
Like, how did that not bother you?
Yeah.
How did it, like any like? I feel like any man who had feelings for someone would have gone up and try to beat him up.
Like push him in the water at least.
Yeah, something. Not just like
violent.
Just be like, yeah, like just say, like not even do anything. Kind of just like look down. Like, what?
Yeah. And they kind of got pissed, and it wasn't the same. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I was gonna agree with Karina the whole, because if I put myself in her shoes at that age, you're so young, and you're like, you could have talked to me. Like I know that would hurt. It's basically ghosting, you know, and that's just sad. For so long, when like, he was setting up his internet or whatever, but like, I don't know, a basic email, just hey, I made it, you know, something. There was no communication, and that's just like, you know, it just kept getting worse.
He called his mom. He called his mom when he arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she calls him, and the girl answers, and he's
gonna say that
drunk.
too.
Oh my god!
I was just gonna say that too.
What is she supposed to think?
Why would they? She's like, oh, we're trying to make him feel better. Why is he sad?
Yeah. The fact that he was like, oh, I know school is important for me, and I can only talk to you one day because you're very distracting. That hurts. That's kind of very like gaslighting in a way, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean, yes, being in a relationship could be distracting, but like, then you're out here getting drunk and with other people, and like, no. And maybe it was just bad timing, but still, that just trust is gone. And I'm sorry, but.
And then your move is to go and propose. Like that's shitty.
It's like if he did something wrong and we didn't hear about it in the book, and this is his way of like making up for it for himself, not even for her, because he's not gonna come clean and be like, hey, I did this. This is why I proposed. No, he's just gonna be like, I love you so much. I want to have you in my life for the rest of my life. But in reality, it's like a little pity, you know, proposal.
That's very
We'll never know because he's a coward.
Yeah, because every time like he was in college and she called, like I felt like the book or the author made a big deal about like a girl answering or just like partying in the background or whatever.
Yeah.
And then and this is more when they're like adults and people, you know, have more fully developed whatever. And also for the funeral, like the other girlfriend was there. So it's like he always had his side person, you know, but he was not like happy with having her person, even if they had agreed to like pursue things differently or not at all. So I do think like
Stop.
For me, looking at them all together, the biggest red flag would be just that hypocrisy that he showed, like, okay, like I'm going to communicate with you when I want to, or not too much because I can't handle it. Like, that's his problem, you know, like he could have asked for help. Like, he had a very supportive mom, like, and even though college is a lot, if you're the first one to go, like, you know, I just feel like you don't have to be like a jerk about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a hypocrite.
Or he could have been
Oh.
like, you know what, Percy, like I'm not showing up and I'm really stressed, and you know what, like I'm not able to be there like you need. So I think we should break up.
But
Mhm.
Instead of
exactly,
being
that's
Not
like,
call
you're
less.
distracting. You're
exactly.
distracting and I can't talk to you. Like you should still be around, but like only like once a week.
Once a week.
And
so
he was-
I'm available. You know,
And
how
he
about
was
Sunday?
he was the one who found like the train and the coffee shops, and then he just goes MIA. Like, we're not gonna see each other ever.
I feel like that if he had done that, it would have been better than if she did. It would be like, friends, we were on a break, you know, and just see what happens from there. This book could be. My sister has been sending me a lot of Reddit posts about "Am I the Asshole?" I feel like this like book line stories I've been reading. They're pretty good if you guys ever choose to read them. But I'm just like thinking like, yeah, this could be one of those posts.
Yeah.
I really want to go on the Goodreads and see if other people agree with us, because I think we all strongly agree.
That's such a good idea. I always avoid the, you know, how they're like the spoilers and the reviews because I don't want to ruin the book. But I've never gone back after to
I did
see if
something
we match or we're like, you know, I completely disagree and I'm just like off on the tangent. I'm like that one outlier. Everyone's like, I love it. I'm over here like, I hate it. Yeah.
I've been seeing like some people do not like the Colleen Hoover books on Book Talk, so I was just like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like very different camps. Well, thank you, Paula, for bringing that up because I think I read the book and I, you know, had some thoughts and feelings about it, but I didn't put it together as concretely as you explained a lot of things. And then when you're saying it, I'm just like, yeah, like that makes sense. I agree completely.
I think we're all bringing up so many points of
There's so
like
many.
of like where our argument is so strong. Like, I don't know how anyone
Perfect
can-
essay, A+.
Yeah, seriously, group essay A+.
You should, if you ever go back and make like a tribute post to this book for whatever reason, like get a lot of those little toothpicks and put little red flags on them and just scatter the book on top. That'd be funny.
Someone said, ugh, my heart hurts. Love is messy. Sam and Percy are proof of that. This is good, but not great. It was predictable, but they enjoyed it. They do want to see a Sam point of view and see his thoughts on Percy and what happened between them. And they thought the ending was rushed. I think the ending was okay. They didn't feel rushed to me.
It didn't feel rushed. It just felt like there were a few little pieces missing, like Charlie's point of view and like Sam like owning up to his shit.
Maybe the epilogue. A lot happened in the epilogue, but it's kind of how epilogues are.
Yeah.
Someone said I've been crying for the past 20 minutes. Which where? No, not gonna lie. There was the moment where she was having the panic attack. I was listening to it and I was like, I feel like I'm in her position and why am I freaking out? I was like, oh my God. I don't know why. I've been in her position, but I felt it. Let's see.
I want to see if anyone else like took down Sam like we did, or if not, I don't know.
I feel like for this YouTube video, it'll be like a little comment like for to listen to Sam being torn apart, listen to this minute from this minute.
So far, I don't see anything about Sam. Everyone loves Sam. What?
Oh my God, they're
I mean,
wrong.
they don't say they
Sam
love
was-
Sam. They just say they want
really-
his perspective.
One person was like, it's refreshingly mature. And I adored, in capital letters, Percy and Sam, both as teens and as adults. How?
He didn't read
Those on
it. Or they didn't
drugs.
read it. They pretended to read it. All those people on Goodreads.
Yeah, people aren't really like dunking on Sam like
I
we
did-
were,
I did
but
see
we
one
were,
that
we were totally right though.
Yeah.
Check.
So it says, don't even get me started on the twist. I saw this from the very first interaction the characters had. And then they go off. I'm angry that the author chose to go this direction. I'm even angrier that the reconciliation was, I don't know, 4 pages. And then they go off. Sam was the love interest. He was a saving grace of the book, but adult Sam is an idiot. So there's one negative for Sam. But overall, not like us. We should just write one. Be like, y'all are gonna hate Sam. Don't read it. Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can take the surface level qualities of Sam and think like, oh, he's like a really, really great catch. But if you dive into how he acted in the book, like, no, stay away. He needs to work on himself.
And the funny thing is, I do feel it really does stand out because, like someone said, there's not a lot of characters in this book, so it becomes easier to really focus on all the little interactions and things they say because there's pretty much three main characters only.
Yeah, basically everyone's saying they just want to see Sam's point of view.
Some people are saying that this is very similar to a book called Love and Other Words. Have any of you heard of that book?
Oh, I feel like I
No.
may have come across.
Mm-mm.
I haven't read it.
There's like several reviews saying that. I've never heard of that book.
And this was basically
It's also
Love in
kinda
Other
similar
Words,
to
except
Summer
I
I
had 0
Turned
words.
Pretty, which I think we talked about before.
Which one?
Summer I Turned Pretty, which is like
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of similar to that too.
Yeah.
Except the opposite.
I liked it overall.
Yeah, I liked it.
Someone is like,
Changing it to 5 stars. Just kidding.
what?
Yeah, I'd still give it 4.
No, I think I wasn't completely happy with the outcome.
Someone said, God, why didn't my parents buy a cottage near a lake? I could have fallen in love with my next door neighbor. No, you don't want all that angst, all that freaking sadness and depression and sad.
Or maybe we
Cottage
do.
sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Were they drunk when they had sex?
Mm-hmm.
They had like 1 beer.
I don't
Charlie?
think
Yeah, they
were
weren't.
drunk
She
enough.
probably just had like a sip because they were still in the
Oh,
kitchen when they suddenly looked at into each other's eyes, and then all of a sudden she just like threw herself in.
Yeah, I feel like, remember he dropped her off and she was like, oh, I promised you a beer, remember, come in. And Charlie's kind of like, and then he came in, she handed him the beer, and I feel like the kiss happened right after that. She was like, let's get in my room.
So
Yeah, like she was just
Yeah.
like so eager to take off her panties.
I think so. I think it was just like that tiny little hint of alcohol. She's like, "Whoa, I'm frisky. Let's go." like
That all the
maybe
sugar.
she's a super lightweight. I don't know. Because people were like, "I get it. They were drunk, but that's not an excuse." I'm like, "But they weren't really drunk, were they?" I don't.
If any-
think
Didn't they
so.
drink beforehand though? Or no?
I thought they had been getting off work or something.
They were
Oh.
at the drive-in, but I don't remember if they had alcohol there too, did they?
I
They had lots of snacks.
all the sugar.
Mm.
Maybe.
I think Percy was completely like aware, and I think she knew that Sam or that Charlie like was hitting on her, and she wanted to.
She liked the
feel
attention.
good.
You needed
Yeah, she liked to feel good.
There was a lot of signs too, like the drive-in, and then the snacks laid out so nicely on the dashboard, and then he had dressed up right, and I think he even said like, "Oh, you're dressed so casual." Like, I think that, I don't know. I feel like he was really trying to like show another side of himself in that time,
Mhm.
which was really nice because I feel like he did bring her out of like, kind of depression mode a little bit by helping her swim and just reminding her like, there's other things to do or focus on. But yeah, it's just, I would really like to know Sam's perspective. Charlie's perspective over Sam's is what I would be more curious about, I think, actually.
That's interesting. There's this
Charlie like
review-
paid more attention than Sam ever did.
Mhm. Someone called Sam a masterpiece.
Where?
Oh
Do
my
they say-
gosh.
They're like, the vibes immaculate. Sam Florrick, a masterpiece. Percy, a certified fool. I mean, what?
What?
And then they're like,
Male
this book is going
apologist.
on my this book is going on my official syllabus for why friends to lovers is a superior trope. But
Oh my God, Crystal, your dog is so cute.
Oh, thank you. We're so glad to have him back home.
Oh,
What
he
did I
looks so wise.
he looks like Chewbacca.
He does
Yeah.
look like
A
Chewbacca.
robot. He's just like
He looks so big.
it was a good book, but some
He
people
got
crazy.
fat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Chunch.
Aw. You just had to have a cookie.
was ready.
Oh, no wonder he's looking.
Oh, by the way, if anyone has Audible, it's free. You don't have to use a credit.
Because they're
Oh.
classics.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're super cheap.
Maybe I'll do.
So-
Well, no, I want to get the book because it's a classic.
Me too. I wanted to get the pretty book.
I'm
I
gonna get
was-
a print out later. I couldn't decide.
I was counting the votes with Crystal.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I was like, dude, based on because it comes out as like little charts. And I was like, Sense and Sensibility is gonna win. And it literally had the top. All through the top choice, it was Sense and Sensibility, like straight up. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get it. And compared to the other books, it was one of the shorter ones. So we were talking about like if it ends up being the top one and it's short, why not have two books, two short ones? But this book,
It's
oh
fat,
my
huh?
god, it got first, second, and the second and the third like voting like made it by 1 point. So I thought it was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that one coming. But yeah, maybe we can read some other classics in another month.
Well, speaking of toxic relationships, this book is the ultimate toxic.
Read the ink section.
Fun.
Bring on the inks. I'm ready.
So who's read it? I think I read it forever
I have.
ago.
I read it in high school, but I do not remember I don't really remember the details. I've seen the Tom Hardy BBC version where he plays Heathcliff. So I'm familiar with like some of the general plot points, but I don't remember a lot of the details. So
I don't know much about it actually, so I'm excited because I feel like this is a book that I always kind of wanted to read, but I never got around to it.
I think I read it either 8th grade or 9th grade, but I was way too dumb to comprehend that. It was very
So
old.
my younger sister said she was gonna join. She's like, I got an Audible, and I was like, I'm getting the actual book because I just feel like it's
It's
better
pretty
for me, so I
addictive.
can pay attention. And she's like, what the hell is this? She started playing and she's like, excuse me, what? And I was like, it's a classic. Obviously, it's not gonna be your basic, like
Like we're just gonna
they
be done.
went to the lake, kind of, what? And I'm like, you joined at
My daddy owned the lake.
Yeah, she really should have joined the last book.
we'll see. But she's saying she was gonna join, so maybe you'll see her on here.
Cool.
Let's see. I didn't do the sections this time around. A bit of it. This one has 328. I did see that other books, based on the font and all that stuff, they have different pages. So one of them was like 350, another one was 330, and one of them was like 320. So let's see. 4. Let's do around 80.
This is Audible.
Do, 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 do. Just kidding.
oh god, I think these chapters are all messed up. Ugh.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I think there's like I think chapter 1 is like the foreword. Hopefully it's not too weird.
Should we do like the sentences like we did in one of the books where there weren't chapter numbers or something?
We might.
I have a feeling it'll still say like in the audio what chapter it is. So I'll figure it out.
I
Okay.
think chapter. I was just gonna test my is it Roman or
Roman numerals.
XV7?
X 10.
X
V.
is 10. So yeah. So 1 to 9. Don't read X, which is 10.
Okay.
It should be
Don't
like
read
80,
10.
80 some pages. 80.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
Judith, I have to say, I was telling my students, I gave them a little back to school booklet, and it's pretty. It was like maybe 19 pages, or we're still working on it. And but I didn't want them to get too far ahead, some of them, because then they'll finish it all too quickly, and then like I need to spread out the packet for a few days
yeah.
because I haven't access to the printer.
Yeah.
And so, all right, children, students, do this page to this page, not page 10. And I was like, whoa, that sounds like book club.
I think
I know.
I would
so
tell you guys, I'm like
helpful.
1 to 10. It was like, do we read 10? Do we not read 10? And I was like, I meant stop at 10.
Yeah.
It's like 1 through 9. Don't read 10. Because Corina would always read 10.
I'm just very literal, so I'll get confused. But I just
been
Yeah.
once or twice.
it was
Very
funny.
confusing if you don't do that.
Like I read ahead like twice, right, by one chapter, and then I was like, I gave a spoiler.
Yeah. So 1 through 9.
Sweet.
1.
I'm excited to watch the movie after we read it too.
There's a movie? Oh yeah, I think.
There's so many
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
The one that I've seen is like the Tom Hardy miniseries where the person playing his love interest is his wife now.
Oh,
So if you like Tom Hardy, there's a Tom Hardy version.
Did they meet there or?
Yeah.
Oh,
They met filming it.
isn't that interesting? How like, do you consider that professional or unprofessional? I don't know.
That's probably
I mean, it's like meeting
overlap.
someone at work, I guess. As long as
Yeah.
they're not like, at least they were like, there's not like a weird power dynamic.
not
They
sub-
were both
subordinate.
cast.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
I
But
wonder.
I don't know about his other relationships, like if he was with someone else. I don't know.
I don't follow him too closely, but I know he played Bane in The Dark Knight Rises or whatever the last Batman movie is. So for that reason, I approve of him.
He's also in the Peaky Blinder show. Not very often, but he's in there.
Oh wait. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, he was married before. But I don't know. Let's see.
it
When
looks
did
like
he
it was like
film?
years before though. It
Oh,
says
so
they
there was
met
a
in
break.
2009. And he
Yeah.
got divorced in 2004.
And Wuthering Heights was filmed in 2009. But he was already divorced, so it's okay.
So it didn't happen like, oh my God,
Mm-mm.
a whole Sam and Taylor situation. Bitch, bye.
This is
Oh,
like
I see it.
Oh my gosh,
First thing
okay.
I
ever
know.
saw
I
him.
just saw the cover right now and I was like, oh God, I don't know about that.
He's like, this is like before he was in anything. This is like one of his first things. 2009. So
I know him from This Means War. That movie is so cute.
That's
Oh,
funny.
I love that
Oh
movie.
yeah.
I fucking
Very
love that
much.
movie.
I just love him in Venom. I mean, no, he's really good overall, but Venom was like
I haven't seen Venom yet, actually. I need to.
Yeah, I
really
bought that
good.
movie.
Oh,
I
that
love
must
Chris
be good.
Pine, so Chris Pine.
Oh wait, you're still. This means war, right?
This Means War. She's obsessed with that one, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that movie. I think it's so funny.
He's in a lot of movies. Wow.
Yeah.
some people are really into Tom Hardy. Like I have a coworker who's a big fan.
Wow. Me with Harry, as I saw that Tom Hardy was in Dunkirk, and I was like, Harry was in that. What?
Is anyone tired of all of these stories with that movie that's coming out, the Don't Worry Darling, the Olivia Wilde, Harry Styles one.
yeah.
It's like non-stop stories to the point where I'm like, is the movie really bad? And they're just trying to get publicity
That I
like
was
every day.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, maybe it's not that good, and you know, she was bringing in Harry Styles so that she could get all the fans that are just gonna see it because of him. You know, they don't care about the story; they just want to see him. And then the trailer came out, so that they want to see how he's acting and with the things he's doing. I'm like, I don't know, but I feel like I don't want to watch it until later for that reason. Just because I'm like, you guys are making so much drama. I don't care. I don't know.
Yes.
I didn't even know it was related to a movie. I saw like the feuds and stuff, but I didn't understand what was going on, and I didn't look into it.
Yeah, Florence. But the first thing I saw was that Florence was not promoting it. Like, she's in other movies, and she's every time they were bringing up like the one trailer or that one new like, you know, poster or something, she was promoting a different one. So she does not say like, don't worry, darling. It's like this other movie and this other one. And I'm just like, what's really going on there?
Yeah, there's been like a million articles on this beef, and then like Harry, they loop him in, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is very annoying.
Yeah, maybe it's all stunt. But I don't know if people would want to see it more because of all the drama. I feel like people would want to see it less.
They probably think that people would want to see it more, but I think it's like over, like it's so much that it's annoying.
Yeah, you're getting annoyed, and you're just like, let them just do regular promos, and you know, let it be. But
Yeah, versus like letting a movie speak for itself.
yeah,
I did like Booksmart, so
I
that was
haven't
her
seen it,
first
but I did
movie.
hear
It's good.
Yeah, I did hear it.
So who knows? Maybe it is good, but it's annoying.
It's creepy. Seems creepy. I don't know. We'll see. And
Ramon
your
looks
mon-
so
what?
that Ramon looks so sleepy.
He's like,
His little eyes.
He keeps trying to lay down, like he puts his face down. He likes the
Aw.
dark.
It's so cute. Oh my god.
Everything the light touches. That's what it looks like.
In his peinado. He's like, just trying to figure out what to do.
What's that noise? What am I looking at? What is this?
He's like
So
bobbing.
cute. So cute.
Are you okay?
Let me stop the recording. 1 through 9, no 10.